Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am not here with Geeky Sparkles, but we're going to talk about how Hasbro is burning down. Wizards of the Coast is burning down. It's more bad news for Wizards, and the hits just keep on coming. They cannot get rid of Cynthia Williams quick enough, in my opinion. This company is in deep, deep trouble. So let's talk about this. And I got to give a hat tip before we get into it. I got to give a hat tip to Cinder Shadow, who actually reached out to me and said, "Hey, Neon, I'm not sure if you knew, but things are so much worse for WotC than you realize." And he told me a couple things that had gone down the last week. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I just thought it was because they weren't going to allow the term witch anymore in their products, and it is worse. Their stock, of course, has fallen off a cliff. We're going to talk about that. Longtime retailer, Troll and Toad, is ditching Magic the Gathering. That's not good. They're ending their Judge Academy partnership program. This just happened a couple days ago. And D&D books are no longer going to be distributed through Penguin Random House. And again, this is on top of other hits like, you know, them calling the Pinkertons in to seize Magic cards from YouTubers who got them early. The freaking Pinkertons. This is after the OGL debacle that they basically said, hey, we own your stuff now, guys. If you make stuff for us, you got to pay us or we own it. Yep. We're very, very corporate now. Other recent hits from Wizards of the Coast include dumping a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards into landfills, raising the price of their books to astronomical rates, trying to push everybody into the virtual tabletop so they can monetize the players, and coming right out and saying that's why they were doing it. And this is per Cynthia Williams, the new head honcho at Wizards. She said flat out, they don't like the way that D&D is set up now because it's basically just the DMs that pay for the books, and that's not fair. Everybody has to bleed out. Everybody has to pay for the books. So we're going to charge them. We're going to get them onto the virtual tabletop, and then we're going to push microtransactions and turn Dungeons and Dragons into a shitty mobile app. That's basically what they're trying to do. And Hasbro's made it very clear that all they're interested in is just getting as much blood out of this rock as they can get. But it's not going very well for them. Again, they had a massive stock loss here a couple of days ago. We'll talk about this in relation to all this stuff. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. No woohoos to be had, especially at Wizards of the Coast. This is a couple of days ago. This is Linda Codega, who's been definitely, I have a lot of respect for her. She's been holding WotC's feet to the fire. She has been going after them hard. I think she's the one, I'm not 100% sure. I think she's the one who actually broke the OGL debacle news. And every time they make a major misstep, we're going to call it a misstep this early into the video. Every time they make a major misstep, she is there to call them out on it. So this is D&D will no longer be distributed through Penguin Random House. This is kind of a big deal. So they're not going to distribute their books anymore. Starting on January 1st, 2024, Penguin Random House will no longer distribute Dungeons & Dragons. The announcement was made via email to various retailers. IO9 obtained a copy of this email for confirmation there is currently a distributor portal live on Wizards' site. So they want to cut out the middleman, I guess. With no explanation whatsoever, the email reads, effective December 31st, Penguin Random House will cease distributing titles for Wizards of the Coast. It also includes a couple support lines and links to the distributor portal on the Wizards site. There will now be 6 companies handling distribution: Alliance, Diamond, GTS Magazine Exchange, PhD, and Southern Hobby. Wizards of the Coast maintains a quarterly publishing schedule, often publishing anywhere between 2 and 6 different books every 3 to 4 months. Penguin Random House is a massive publishing and distribution company, and it's unclear how changing the structure will benefit the booksellers and game stores who stock its products, especially as it intends to publish a new edition next year. Penguin Random House is kind of becoming the new Diamond for a lot of comic shops and hobby shops now, too. A lot of comic book publishers are going through Penguin Random House. So this is not going to help them out As the owner of a hybrid book and game store, it's frustrating since the book publisher's terms, incentives, and requirements are generally a lot better than the big game distributors, says Ross Lockhart of Word Horde Emporium of the Weird and Fantastic. I freaking love the name of that store. Word Horde Emporium of the Weird and the Fantastic. Penguin is very easy to deal with as a bookseller, particularly when it comes to things like replacing damaged product or returning outdated items, less so with games distributors who have higher minimums and less favorable margins. Wizards sent IO9 a statement about this development. Penguin Random House is a valued partner and publishing licensee of Wizards of the Coast. While we deeply appreciate the excellent service provided over the years, we're now shifting our distribution strategy to utilize the capabilities of Hasbro to sell and distribute D&D products to retailers. This change to distribution of Wizards D&D role-playing game publications such as rulebooks and adventure content won't affect any fans, as they will continue to find D&D products at their preferred retailers unless they don't want to buy from Hasbro directly. So what Hasbro's doing here, I think, is they're cutting out the middleman, and they're going to get even more profit because the retailers are going to buy from them directly. And they're going to charge probably the same amount of money that the distributors charge, right? So this is a pretty interesting situation. Let's talk about retailers here. This is trollandtoad.com. All right, now I'm going to be honest, I know a lot more about D&D than I do Magic the Gathering. I haven't touched Magic the Gathering in 25 years. Like, I just don't play it. I played it once or twice when it first came out. I am not into collectible card games that much. I love tabletop role-playing games, but I am not into collectible card games. So apparently Troll and Toad, though, is a major retailer of Magic. And they're no longer carrying the product either. And I think all of this is kind of going to coalesce into more dropping of the stock. Okay. I think the stock is going to buy, because remember guys, they're like, hey, we're going to go all in on tabletop games, guys. It's a D&D brand. And that's what we're going to do. It's all about D&D and Magic. That's what we're going to do. And even Bank of America was calling them out, and they're like, hey, yeah, you're overproducing those Magic cards. Oh, we are? No, we're not. No, we really, truly did not overproduce these cards. Quick, dump those cards into a fucking landfill. You know? Call the Pinkertons in if anybody finds them. What the fuck? Okay, anyway, can I say that now in the video? I think I'm far enough into the video I can say the F-bomb. Longtime Magic the Gathering retailing powerhouse Troll and Toad is backing off from Magic singles and sealed products as of January 1st. Gosh, could this be related to the Penguin Random House thing? I don't know. Maybe it is. But yeah, I mean, what is this? Like January 1st is like D-Day. Like, hey, Penguin's no longer going to carry D&D, and Troll and Toad is no longer going to carry it either. This is coming from ICV2, by the way. I just had to get that out there. It's the end of an era. Troll and Toad, which has been in operation since '94, was one of the first large-scale buyers and sellers of Magic cards. In October, the decision was made to stop purchasing Magic singles. Today, owner Ben Burns told ICV2 that they will only take delivery on the next 2 rounds of Magic sealed product. They're also looking at running a sale in the near future to unload Magic singles and sealed product from their warehouse. This, for the moment, puts their almost 30-year relationship with Wizards of the Coast product on ice. Okay, so this is one of their biggest retailers. This is one of their first retailers. And they sell a lot of product, and they're like, we're done. Retailers are done with them. The decision to stop buying Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product was based on a number of factors. The primary one was that selling Magic was simply not as profitable as it once was for the company, and other TCG products such as Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece were doing better. And probably Lorcana for now, right? Another major reason cited by Burns was that the constant reprinting of valuable cards and the number of variants of these cards made buy list pricing difficult and sometimes resulted in buying cards at a loss as new reprints were announced. Troll and Toad management were also spooked. Can they say that? They're also spooked by the reprinting of non-tournament legal reserved list cards in the 30th anniversary edition, and decided to no longer take the risk that WotC may do it again one day by not carrying the reserved list singles. Magic is not profitable enough for our company to continue carrying it right now. This is one of their top retailers. Magic is not profitable enough for our company to continue carrying it right now. This company has been carrying Wizards products since 1994. I was in school when they started carrying Magic. I didn't realize Magic was that old. I started playing it, and I played it when I played it. The couple times I played it, it was like the late 90s because all the other guys in Comic Shop were playing it. But holy hell. Sometimes it felt like I was only stocking Magic product because I love the game so much. They're going to continue to buy and sell Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and One Piece, and Digimon, and WizKids miniatures. But no more Magic. So that's strike 2. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off here. Strike 3. Again, shout out to Cinder Shadow, who informed me that things were much, much worse than I could possibly imagine. As of October 13th, Wizards will no longer be partnering with Judge Academy. We appreciate the work the Judge Academy has done over the past few years in service of Magic judges and organizers, and we're currently working with tournament organizers and stores for a new framework and approach to Magic judging. What is going on? It sounds to me like they want to have a tighter grip on Magic and Dungeons and Dragons, just all the way around. Like if you want anything Magic or D&D, you got to go through Hasbro directly. That's what I think's going on. That's what it feels like is going on. We do not expect this change to affect most events, as organizers of major Magic events have close ties and existing contracts with the judges that will be unaffected. In the interim, we expect that judge conferences will continue to take place at MagicCon events and that organizers will continue to work with and hire experienced judges and tournament staff for events. If you have questions about judging at large-scale events, you can contact one of the global tournament organizers, run regional championship qualifications. Experienced Magic judges are the lifeblood of high-level Magic, and we're thankful for Judge Academy's stewardship of the program. We look forward to the future of Magic judging. Maybe they'll release a shitty mobile app to teach you how to judge. MTGjudge.app or some shit like that. Who knows? Okay. So, the writing's on the wall here, guys. Their toy sales are down at Hasbro. They can't sell Star Wars toys. They can't sell Marvel toys. Transformers are way overpriced. G.I. Joe and Transformers toys are still doing, I guess, pretty okay. I don't even think they're making My Little Pony now. Are they making My Little Pony? I don't know. But they said they want to pare it down to their core brands. And most of what they've been doing, from what I can tell, is gouging collectors because kids are not buying their toys. The Star Wars toys, again, are rotting on the shelves. They're on clearance everywhere, and people aren't buying them on clearance. They're at Ollie's for next to nothing, and people are not buying them. I'm seeing pretty new waves of Star Wars figures get dumped off at Ollie's. So they're not doing very well. So they're like, well, that's okay. We've got D&D and Magic. We've got Wizards. That's where we want to go with things. And now this crazy shit has been going on this year. Like, they've done more to destroy this brand in the last 8 or 9 months. It's just absolutely insane. They have got to get rid of Cynthia Williams. She is a disaster. Anyway, this is Market Watch a couple days ago. Hasbro stock falls Thursday, underperforms market. It shed 3.82% to $59.91. It's lower than that now. It's $58.76. Now, it did have a little bit of a bump. I don't know what happened here. It had a little bit of a bump, and now it's right back down again. Right? I mean, it's not good. It's not good. This was the stock's fourth consecutive day of losses. Hasbro closed 1367 below its 52-week high of 73.58, which the company achieved on September 6th. Yeah, for some reason in September they did pretty good. I think once people started to catch on that they were doing this shit with the Pinkertons and with the OGL and just pissing off old school fans, jacking their price, all that. And then, of course, they got called out for overproducing Magic cards. And now we've got, longtime retailers ditching Magic completely. Shareholders are going to look at that. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, shareholders are going to sell off their Hasbro stock. Because what's the future of this company? I mean, realistically, what's the future of this company? Hasbro lowered to sell at stocknews.com. They're telling people to sell their Hasbro stock. Here we've got Albion Financial Group sells almost 6,000 shares of Hasbro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not looking good. And I think all of this other news that you've got longtime retailers giving up on Magic, that Penguin Random House is not going to carry D&D, that people are getting more and more upset with all of these changes, that they're trying to put a stranglehold on the market. You know, it's going to be game over. If they don't get some new leadership, it's going to be game over for sure. Good luck with that. I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.